Do you have type 2 diabetes? Do you want to start choosing better food, yet don't know how to read food labels? Then keep watching. I call this the Texas 3-step. Throughout this video, I'll also sprinkle in clever ways food manufacturers are trying to trick you. I am Michael Henderson, a practicing, board-certified medical doctor committed to helping you reverse type 2 diabetes because it can be done. The greatest evidence for reversing diabetes, type 2, gestational, and pre-diabetes is to eat foods that are, okay, you're going to want to remember this term, so pay attention, low fat, whole, and plant-based. And the good news, you only need to look at two things on the food label: fat and ingredients. Step 1, low fat. We've also got two food manufacturer tricks in here, so pay attention. Foods that are low fat can reverse diabetes. It's not too shocking that Americans currently eat 35% of their calories from fat. That's over 70 grams of fat per day. To reverse diabetes, how low fat should you go? If you're just getting started, aim for less than 40 grams of fat per day. As you really get into it, around 30 grams of fat per day is ideal. Where do we find fat on this food label? Right at the top where it says fat. How committed are you to reversing your diabetes? If you're just in the curious phase, start checking out food labels and keeping a mental note of how much fat you're actually consuming in a day. What about if you eat out or get fast food? There are no food labels on those Happy Meals. I've got you. There are awesome free apps that you can look up nutrition facts of restaurant or fast food. Check out Chronometer or MyFitnessPal. Links in the description below. If you are ready and committed to reversing your diabetes, get nitty-gritty with it. Eat your normal foods and track them for one whole day. Then, notice what is highest fat and start finding alternatives that are low fat. Which brings us to our first food manufacturer trick. When the front of the package says low fat, is it really low fat? By law, when can food manufacturers put low fat on their packaging? The legal writing says a food manufacturer can put the wording low fat on a package when the food contains 30% or less of calories from fat. I know, I'm combining words like percent calories from fat, and it can be confusing if you're hearing this for the first time. I've got you. Think of it this way. If you only ate foods that said low fat, you would eat over 60 grams of fat per day. That would be way over our reversing diabetes 30 to 40 grams. So just think about it in terms of grams. To start reversing diabetes, eat less than 40 grams of fat per day. If you are getting really good at this, less than 30 grams of fat is key. Check this out. If you compare someone that eats 30 grams of fat per day versus someone that only ate packaged foods that said low fat for just 1 month, the low fat packaged food eater would eat over 1,000 grams more of fat. That's a huge difference. That's 12,000 grams of fat per year. That's the equivalent of drinking over 6 jugs of olive oil per year. Blah. What else could it mean when it says low fat on the packaging? It could mean that it contains 3 grams of fat per serving. In cases such as this, the servings are super small, like 2 fig Newtons or a small cookie. Who eats 2 fig Newtons or only 1 cookie? No one. It's just helpful to know they can say low fat by just having really small serving sizes. Check out this other food manufacturer trick. They have clever ways of hiding fat in the ingredient list. They can list fat under many other names. Here are a few so you can know how to spot them: butter, shortening, coconut, palm oil, cream, dripping, lard, mayonnaise, sour cream, vegetable oils and fats, hydrogenated oils, full cream milk powder, egg, or mono, di, or triglycerides. There's a lot of insightful information from food packaging and labels. I'm excited to talk about our next step, whole foods. And if you found this video to be helpful, please click the like and subscribe button so you can help this video reach more people. Thanks. Step 2. How do we know if something is whole? We look at the ingredient list. You might wonder, is there any reason for the order of food ingredients? Yes. By law, food manufacturers need to order ingredients from greatest to least. They do this by weight, so whatever is highest in weight in your food is labeled first. To reverse diabetes, eat whole food. Whole foods typically have only a few ingredients, can be easily pronounced, and are found on the outer region of grocery stores. Here are some examples: wheat, brown rice, apples, green beans, black beans, carrots, and more. The more ingredients listed, the less likely it is to be whole. The harder it is to pronounce the ingredients, the less likely it is to be whole. The more numbers and chemical names you start seeing, the less likely it is to be whole, and the less likely it is to reverse your type 2 diabetes. Before we get to our last section, these food manufacturers have some more tricks up their sleeves. Food manufacturer trick number 3. When you're trying to find a whole grain food, you're likely going to see the word enriched. When we hear the word enriched, we think of something being better than when it started. That's not usually the case with grains being enriched. Enriched simply means they stripped the grain of fiber and amazing whole nutrients and then added back a few of their own nutrients. One way to know grains are whole is if many of the first few ingredients listed are whole and it doesn't include a lot of sugar. Food manufacturer warning number 4, another one. When food manufacturers use only a part of the grain, they then add a ton of sugar, but they usually don't call it sugar. They hide it. How do food manufacturers disguise the word sugar? They include words such as juice, honey, syrup, nectar, malt. They call it fruit sugar, like date sugar, grape sugar, etc. And any word ending in os or ol. You'll start to recognize these as you read more and more food labels because you watched this video and know now what you're looking for. If this video has been helpful, be sure to hit that like button. The food industry is incredibly sneaky. They try to squeeze sugar, fat, and processed grains into much of what we eat. Why? Because it has us eating more. The more we eat of their food, the more money they make. Obviously, they care about our money in their pocketbooks more than they care about our health. They want us coming back regularly to their scientifically satisfying and diabetes-inducing foods. 2 great books about this are Salt, Sugar, Fat by Michael Moss and Appetite for Profit by Michelle Simon. Links in the description below. So, the step 3 of our Texas 3-step to reading food labels to reverse diabetes is to find foods that are plant-based. Yet, it seems like everything nowadays is labeled plant-based. I even saw a shampoo that claimed it's plant-based. Please, don't eat your shampoo. Plant-based means most of the ingredients were grown from the ground and provided by plants. Plant-based foods reverse diabetes by not only achieving good blood sugars, but by also addressing the root cause of the disease. I have a ton of other videos on this. What are some other benefits of plant-based foods? They're high in nutrients that promote healthy gut lining, improve your skin, regenerate your cells, prevent and reverse heart disease, help with erectile dysfunction, improve energy, and even can lead to better sleep. There are so many benefits of eating more plants. What is not plant-based? You know the song Old MacDonald Had a Farm? Anything that fits in that song is usually not plant-based. Chicken, not plant-based. Eggs? Nope. Cow? Not plant-based. Dairy? No, and the list goes on. If you are unable to tell if something is plant-based by looking at the packaging, or if it says plant-based and you want to be sure, check out the ingredient list again. It should list whole plants as the first few ingredients. You are already learning more than most Americans know. You are learning how to read food labels to reverse diabetes. You are also no longer allowing food manufacturers to trick you. I think they got us into this diabetes mess. Only you and your knowledge can get us out of it. Be sure to subscribe so you can keep learning. Let's learn this last food manufacturer warning to keep you reversing your diabetes. They may say something like apple puree or grape juice from concentrate. At first glance, it may appear these foods are whole and plant-based, yet they have tricked you by not putting them in their whole form. When they say it in this way, it is usually stripped of fiber and other nutrients. These foods will usually send your blood sugar soaring. Yet, you're not going to fall into that trap now because you're watching this video. Before I give you 2 take-home reminders, let me encourage you to enjoy putting your new knowledge to work for you. Grab foods off your pantry shelf, out of your fridge, and start practicing reading food labels. You will soon feel confident walking through your grocery store and finding foods that reverse diabetes by being, you know it now, low fat, whole, and you got it, plant-based. So here's your 2 reminders. Go slow. If you recognize that many foods in your pantry and fridge are not low-fat, whole, or plant-based, take a big deep breath. You've got this. One thing at a time, one food substitution, and one recipe at a time. This isn't a sprint, it's a journey. This is an opportunity to step off the diabetes trail you've been walking and go on a beautiful adventure with new scenery, smells and tastes, and even new friends. Embrace the journey. Comment below when you're feeling discouraged or need new ideas. I've got you. Last reminder, if you are taking any medications, insulin, blood thinners, blood pressure medications, thyroid medications, or others, please talk with your physician, your dietitian, and anyone else on your healthcare team. Eating low-fat, whole, and plant-based foods will start helping you significantly, and your body will actually get healthier. This improvement may require decreasing your medications. Because you're getting healthier, you may not need as many medications, yet don't do this on your own. That's why your doctor spent the prime of their life cooped up in a cubicle and sleeping on a hospital mattress. They learned about the human body, health, and medications so they could help you with yours. So, be in close contact with them as you make lifestyle changes. They are there to help you. I am excited for our new adventure together. Get out of here. Go to your pantry and start learning. Then come back here for more of my videos.